Hi everyone and welcome to this week's Toonie. This week we are teaming up with Jiggasp to support the 1st Battalion of the 80th Air Assault Brigade. The unit is operating in Sumy. There is forest, there is mud, and there is a lot of FPV drones swarming the area. So they need a quad bike to work effectively. Today I have Irina here joining us to talk with us, and Lipton, a drone operator from the 1st Battalion, who can tell us why they need this quad bike exactly, how does it help their efforts, and also more about their life and about their motivation. So stay tuned, please watch to the end and get prepared for Toonie Tuesday, as we once again will give our best to support the units on the zero line. Hi, it's great to have you both here. Irina, Lipton, thank you very much. It's a very special collaboration this week. First time that I have a video call with two people in the same time. So I want to start with a question to Irina before we go into the project. Can you tell us briefly about you and Jiggasp's story with Lipton and his unit?
Yeah, sure. I am Irina. I'm currently leading Jiggasp, a Ukrainian nonprofit gathering donations all around the world to support the Ukrainian military. And we've been focusing on delivering tech equipment, crowdfunded worldwide, to various military units in Ukraine, in particular, 80 separate Air Assault Brigade. There are many reasons for that, but essentially the primary reason to start working with them was that me and Demko, we had one of our close friends serving in the brigade who used to be Demko's classmate. Basically, they knew each other for over 15 years, I think. And he is an officer, so he served there. That's how we initially connected. And we worked with him. He's not in the brigade now, but now we work with 1st Assault Battalion, mostly, where Lipton is serving currently. And we have a lot of good connections over there and been working with them for more than 2 years. And basically, when we did the last year report, I think 80th Brigade was the one who received most of the top one by the 8 received from Jiggasp. So we really love them because they do great work. And, assault brigades are the guys who do the missions and don't complain. That's what I'd say. And that's why we love these people with all our heart. And we are good friends with many of the people who serve there.
Okay, yes, I understand now. Yeah, that's a strong connection, yes. So Lipton, can you tell us a bit more then about your role in the unit?
Sure, yeah. So essentially, we are a drone unit, as mentioned. I mean, within the unit itself, we have I would say 2 main type of drones that we use, which would be the FPVs and the Mavic drones. I work with the Mavics, and essentially, what we do is that we essentially drop munitions from the Mavic itself, and we are tasked to go to certain positions. And we would have a rotation there, so the rotations can be anywhere from, because I can't be too specific, but the rotations can be anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, I would say, and then we would rotate out. So I would say with the donations that we've received so far from your foundation, it's really helped us a lot. We've got some really crucial resources and equipment that we really needed on the front line here. So, yeah, I mean, that's essentially it. That's essentially what we do. We're drone operators.
Yes, I myself, I am from the Toonie Tuesday team, and I think we have not so far helped your unit, but we are happy and honored to do it this time together with Jiggasp. Irina, have you already collected donations for a quad bike for the unit, and why exactly quad bike for the mobility of the unit?
Yeah, so for us, it will be also first time accepting donations for a quad bike. Before that, we did a couple of cars for different units when they needed them really heavily. But we don't focus on transport. But one thing that has been changing recently is that cars become less and less relevant in the battlefield, basically from what I see and from the feedbacks we get from different units, especially those fighting in forests. So around Kharkiv region or Sumy region, near Russian border, you get a lot of mud during autumn. And car is typically not a good transport to go through that because you get stuck. I'm not even mentioning heavy machinery, armored vehicles, which are super heavy. So when they get stuck, you need like tons of time to get it out, and you need to have a big heavy vehicle to get it out. So quad bike was like made originally for having some fun in the mountains or not, like a fun sports activity. So it's whatever. But now more and more units are starting to use them to basically be mobile and fast to deploy people or some stuff for the positions. I'm sure Lipton can tell a little more like about their specific needs, but so I started considering this a couple of months ago when I heard more and more people are requesting it. And after I saw a couple of videos of people trying to escape their car, because like FPV kill zone is increasing, so car is a very good target. And whenever a car gets stuck in mud or because it was hit by one drone, it just stuck. So it's static and it's a very good target for enemy drones. Whereas with squad fight, you are really like first you're smaller, way smaller, and second, you can I think go through heaviest like roads than cars typically do. But yeah, Lipton can tell more. Can I'm on top of that, I'm sure.
Yes, let's hear from Lipton how you guys use these quads and what's the experience with the quads?
Well, I think Irina explained it very well, but I'll try to add as much as I can. So essentially, so warfare has changed so much, right? And as Irina has mentioned, quad bikes, motorcycles, buggies. These things are taking precedent as opposed to armored vehicles, like you've just mentioned, because with the threat of the FPVs, essentially. I mean, there are other threats, but FPVs are the reason why we require the use of these quad bikes, right? Because, as you said, we're a smaller target, you're more nimble, you're faster. And essentially, you can have, you'd have a driver, and then you'd have a pillion rider. And then, we would have things that we would need to move to a position. So for logistics, it's super important to load up these quad bikes with the necessities that we need at the front. And yeah, they are, I would say, the only tool that we can use effectively right now. Because as Irina said, if you're in an armored vehicle or if you're in a Jeep or whatever it may be, with the current mud that we're experiencing right now, especially as the season goes, it gets stuck. It will get stuck, and once it gets stuck, it's either hit by an FPV, you're a sitting target, and you have to abandon it. So it's a waste of a vehicle essentially, and it's not really a vehicle that I would want to be in if I needed to get out of somewhere really quickly. An ATV is fun. I think Irina has mentioned it's a fun tool, but it's a very crucial tool that we really need, and we always need them because we go through a few. I mean, it's a war, right? So sometimes people are asking like, oh, why do you guys need another quad bike? Well, I mean, things don't last forever. It's the front line, right? So if they get hit or it crashes for whatever reason, we need another. It's unfortunate, but it's the same thing with other resources that we have requested as well, like the EcoFlows and all the other generators and things like that. It's a war. Things always get used, and sometimes they break or they get blown up or whatever happens, and we're constantly in need of these things. So yeah, it's really important, I would say.
Yes, I understand that the region where you at, and it looks like car couldn't even drive there. Yes. tomorrow we will give our best to collect as much as possible for towards this quad bike. We never know how much we can collect in the time that we have with Toonie Tuesday. I would like for our viewers also to hear some personal things about you, maybe how do you keep yourself motivated, Lipton, and what you do in your free time?
Okay, that's it's a very good question that you asked. Motivation is something that is crucial, I think, for every service member. I mean, I would say motivation is different for everybody. As I'm obviously a foreigner that I've come here, right? I kind of think back to the reason. Sometimes when I'm feeling demotivated, I think to myself, why did I come here in the first place, right? What made me travel all the way from Malaysia, halfway across the world to Ukraine here? And what keeps me motivated is I keep remembering that, why I'm here. And I do it honestly, for me personally, I do it for the children that I see when I go into the city and things like that. They're the next generation, and they didn't choose to be in this predicament as what we're going through right now. So when, for example, I'm going through, there's a blackout or something like that, I'm thinking, what, these kids are having the same problem, right? It's getting colder now, and Russia keeps targeting our infrastructure, our substations, and they're really trying to cripple the civilians. I really do see that. The civilians are the ones that suffer the most, I would say. They don't have a choice in the matter, and I do it for the people. I really do, and that does keep me motivated. It really does, because I don't want these children to have to go through this. You know what I mean? I mean, even in Lviv, when I was first here, Lviv is not that far from Poland, right? And Poland is everything's working there. It's great. It's beautiful. It's like any other European city. But when I was in Lviv, I had to go to like a blindage, a bunker, for like 5 hours, and there was like a 3-year-old there with the mother and a baby, and I was like, come on, man, this is horrible. Like, this is, and I have to say that the way I look at things is that Russia doesn't really know when to stop, and it won't stop until it gets what it wants. And I don't know to what end they will try to achieve that. But if I don't stop it here, it's going to spread, right? I would say that Poland would be next, Lithuania, Estonia. Who's to say that they would stop at Ukraine, right? So that's what keeps me motivated. I came here for a reason, and that's to try to do my very best to stop this invasion. So yeah.
If I can add a thought to this, about them stopping, like I am from Bosnia, and we used to have trouble with the neighbor, and this our neighbor, he will get confident, and he will start to make trouble again if Russia succeed in their efforts. As well, many other parts in the world, this kind of factors with aggressive expansionist ideas will gain confidence, will gain more power, shit situation, and really much things depend on the outcome in Ukraine.
100%.
So, question to Irina: what are difficulties right now? The difficult things right now, personally, for you?
Yes, so for the personal part, I think the most difficult is personally is that my husband is serving in the army, so it's a very personal thing. But like, I have to deal with this thing daily, just like checking in with him, getting worried if I didn't receive a message like in 5 hours or 6 hours or whatever. But then I also have a lot of other friends because of the work we do. Have a lot of other friends and people who serve too. And as I mentioned, like just as with 80th Brigade, we make a lot of personal connections, because the way we work is we don't work with like brigade command or corps command. We try to work with end users like of the aid. So we mostly work with drones. So we try to connect with drone operators and specifically ask what they need, because sometimes when you're talking to a brigade, things get lost in between the chain of command, and you actually end up, getting something that it wasn't necessarily needed. So, and because we talk to people who do the real work with hands, we get connected with them too. So now it's like more than half of my friends, of people I talk to daily, are people who serve. And personally, it's like hard to stay in touch with everyone and hard to comprehend the things they are going through and map it to the society I'm in. Because I live in Lviv, by the way, the city Lipton mentioned, and every day I also talk to many civilian people. I see civilian lives, and I often think of how unfair it is, how big the sacrifice is that our soldiers are making, both Ukrainians and people who came here from abroad. And I understand that we need to be here, to live here, to do the job for the economy, to continue working in a way, for Ukraine to keep going. But to me, every time it's I'm in between the two worlds, I would say. It is hard to be in between the two worlds and to stay sane. So yeah, that's one hard thing. But in terms of fundraising, people have been helping in a really good way, and I think because we are working for over 3 years now, we gain some reputation, and people trust what we do, and they see our transparent reporting. So I wouldn't say it's been harder to fundraise. Actually, we just had a recap of the third quarter, so to say, and we see we were able to fundraise more than last year, actually over 50% more, I think, which is super cool. So to us, it's if we put enough effort and we understand the situation very good and we explain why the equipment is needed, people still support us and still donate. And that's why I'm thankful to the global community for doing it and for us. And I wouldn't complain about it. So our job is to be, transparent, report on everything we do, and explain really well why the equipment is needed. And there are always good people who are helping. I hope we find such good people tomorrow, this next Unity is day 2, and we really.
Yes, I hope too. I thought, do you sometimes think at your time when you were studying abroad or about your studies or about your life that you had? I know from the book that you stopped your studies to come back to work with Dzyga, with your husband, Dimko. Do you think sometimes about your studies?
Yes, I do. And so every year when the season comes, August, September, when the application season is opening, I'm should I apply to my master's again? So I have a big spreadsheet with all the programs that I want to, apply for. And this year I'm also hey, should I do this or shouldn't I? Because I did it. And yeah, it was in 2022. It is still my dream, to study abroad and to get my master's degree abroad. I have a couple of cities in mind, but then I remembered, how bad I was feeling when I did that in 2022. And I kind of came back because I couldn't just stay in some city abroad while this is happening here in Ukraine. So yeah, all the years, 23rd, 4th, and 5th, I'll probably just postpone it again and again, I think, just because, when I imagine what will happen when I leave Ukraine and I won't be, productive. It wouldn't make any sense for me. I see I can do a lot here and now. So as of now, it's still my dream, but I kind of balance between the things I can do here and the things I can do with, studying somewhere. And I understand that if I leave, I wouldn't be able to do as much as I'm doing now. And I see the results of what I do every day, and I know how important it is. So as of now, it's just on pause, I would say, but I still want to do it.
I think we can close this now with maybe a last message for the audience from you both, for whoever will hear this. Mostly Stuniaks, as we call our audience, our participants that share the campaign and donate and help us help the volunteers or units. Some free space to share anything you want to share.
I would say that I'm very thankful for what you guys are doing, and you know, any sort of contribution, it goes a really, really long way. As Irina mentioned, like for example, her organization, as she's mentioned, with the transparency, I see I mean, these donations, I see it and I use them, right? So there's a direct correlation to what, you know, has been contributed to what we've been used. For example, we had like a blackout. I don't know if it's still a blackout, but we've used one of the eco flows to have a light or something upstairs, and you know, it's got the organization's stickers on it and stuff like that. So that's an example. Like, you know, it's every bit of equipment that we receive, we put it to good use immediately. They're not just, you know, stored somewhere or anything like that. They are immediately being utilized by our guys in the front line and the headquarters where I am right now. And it's I appreciate it so much, you know, I really do. It's without this equipment, we wouldn't be able to do our job, essentially, you know. It's super important stuff. I can attest to that, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lipton. It's always good to hear this, like that somebody, you know, uses something and it has a sticker. I recently saw a Twitter post from some unknown guy. I don't know him, never met him, but he made a picture of some like Donbass Hata and EcoFlow they are using, and it had our sticker. And I was like, wow, this is super cool to see. Yeah, I don't even know the person, but we helped that unit, and I see they are using it actually. So lovely.
Then, yeah.
And for me, the message will be I can't stop being impressed by how foreigners still continue helping us, because it's like in Ukraine, it's one thing. We have a lot of fundraisers going on daily. People try to help their relatives, friends, because they are directly connected to what's going on and the consequences of it. But whenever we start a fundraiser, again, we just work with international audience. And every time I receive donations, we have this country code incoming, like this PayPal or website. The system would know the country of the bank card, of the transaction, where it's coming from. And I see this big list of different people from many different countries helping us, be it like large donations or small donations. And I can't stop being impressed with it, because still, after more than 3 years of the full-scale invasion, somebody, you know, who sits in a normal town somewhere in Europe or not even Europe still cares about helping it. And to me, it's like some people in Ukraine are not, you know, fully involved and connected. And for a person abroad to get to that extent of understanding what's going on and to participate actively as a member of civil society in this and support the Ukrainian armed forces is super big level of responsibility, I would say. So I'm really thankful for the responsibility of every person who will watch this tomorrow, and of all the Toonians who keep donating, as we are like doing this for years now. Every time we get a Toonie Tuesday, it's super huge help for us, because we don't have to put our resources. We have the Toonie team who are doing it and helping us hugely. So if not you, we have been postponing this fundraiser, I think, for another 2 months, and now thanks to you, we're able to do it faster, and the guys will get the bike much faster. So thank you very much for your help.
Definitely. Yeah, we're looking forward to it, honestly.
I will put the information below in a pinned comment and in the description, like the link to the campaign and all the stuff. So I wanted to ask you, Lipton, people, if they want to follow you, or
yeah, definitely. I mean, I set up an Instagram, but it's a new Instagram account, but I'm more than happy if you guys want to follow me or anything like that. I would. Do you want me to type?
I will find it, I think.
Okay.
I will ask Irina for, and then I will just link it below in the description.
Yeah, more than happy to connect. That's you never have enough followers, right? So
yeah, we never know what happened. Yeah, like contacts,
exactly.
Contacts are valuable. So thank you very much for taking this time. I know everybody is busy, and I hope this will be a successful campaign again. See you on social media again, yeah, like we used to see us before. This was Irina and Lipton. Like always, Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Kyiv time, we launch the campaign. We collect the money for this squad. The guys need it, so please help. Help by sharing, donating. Every dollar help. If you can spare $2, please help us. Don't hesitate, because it's a critical situation. It's war outside, and lives depend on us. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow.